G'day everybody, how you going today? It is so super good to see you. Today we're going to talk about the 2022 calendar and how you can be a part of it. We are now down to the last month of production, just putting together the final touches, the final images, doing all the edit checks, absolutely critical that we proofread it about 12 times, and then we're going to go to print. And this year, I want to go to print super early, so we've got 5 full months of being able to sell this little beastie. Because of course, a calendar, well, it has a time window, doesn't it? And once you basically get to something like, from my experience, something like around March of the following year, it pretty much nobody wants to buy it at that point in time anymore, which makes perfect sense, so I don't have a problem with that. Now, this is always something that's been a challenge to me because you're always offsetting the cost of production and the fact that you have to pay the printing bill off against how quickly you recoup from your investment. Now, I've been making these calendars since 2003. The 2004 black and white edition was the very first one that I ever created. This year, we have an absolute first. So where are we? We're 2021, so this is 18 years. This is the 18th year that I've been doing this, and we are having a first. And the first is you can be in the calendar. So have a little bit of a look at what the calendar is looking like so far, and I'll see you on the other side. Here is 132 images. This is the short list of what I'm choosing from for the calendar, also for another future project. This is the current version of the 2022 calendar. The cover could still change, so if you've seen any images over the last few months that you like the look of, or any images in this current version of the calendar, please let me know in the comments below whether you think that should be the cover. What I wanted to talk about today, though, even more so than the 2022 calendar, is the fact that if you pre-order the calendar, that is, you order before we go into production, you can get your name in the calendar. And it's going to look like this. This here is the back page. And whatever image I decide looks best, and I think this is an image that looks great like this, there it is. Depending on how many names we get, will depend on how full the page is. This is just sample names, pretend names, so don't worry about that. If you order it and you would like it, your name will be in the calendar. How cool's that? And all you've got to do is put your order in the next 4 weeks. Friday the 23rd of July will be the last day that you can place your pre-production order. Once it's after the 23rd of July, that's it. We're going to go to print, and we will be sending them off all over the world. So there you go. Get in early, get your copy, get your name in it, send it to your grandma, or your mum, or your daughter, or your son, or your wife, or whoever you want to send it to. This is actually the actual printing file, so this is how they print. And this is potentially the back cover. Now, I'm not going to show you every image full size, but this is the current mix. And when I put the back together, to me, it's all about finding balance, seasonal balance, color balance, subject matter balance. Pretty much all of these images I've made a video about, and you have been on the journey with me. And they're all just simply from the last 12 months. Maybe even less than the last 12 months. Let's have a quick look here. This is, I think, December, June this year, May, June this year, April this year, May, June this year, June, winter last year, or maybe it's July, August, April, March, and this is December, and this is December. Yeah, so there you go. These are all extraordinarily recent images. Most of them are in the last 6 to 9 months, and only one of them is older than that, and that's that one there. And I'll just show you a couple of these full-sized because they just look so great. There's full page of that one, and a full page of this one, which was interestingly shot with the 24-200 Nikon kit lens, which I've concluded is a pretty amazing lens, considering it's such an amazing all-rounder. This I'm particularly proud of. So one of probably my favorite artist in the whole world, his name is Jeffrey Smart, and what he did was paint big, bold colored
industrial objects, probably something like 30 or 40 years. He's Australian, ended up living overseas, and I absolutely adore his work. Jeffrey Smart, check it out. I am inspired by him, and if I ever stumble across a scene that might look like the big, bold industrial colours of a Jeffrey Smart, he didn't ever shoot this particular subject matter. For example, the building in the background here didn't exist. It's a new building, and poor Jeffrey passed away a few years back. But conceptually, it's the same. Big industrial objects, shipping containers, barriers, and their big, bold colours. What I'm also really excited about by this image is the fact that it is shot with the new MC105 2.8 VR lens. I'm going to have the full review coming pretty soon. I really am a little bit speechless about this lens. Its optical rendition, its capacity to create dimensionality and really just this sense of depth and sharpness, but sharpness without it being like over sharpened. It's so hard to describe. The two best things I can say is dimensionality and sort of somewhat medium format feeling. This lens is a miracle. I really don't understand why it's just so beautiful. Let me just show you some images here from the 105. I just love this lens. As I was talking about before, it's just so beautiful the way it renders things. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it as a landscape lens, let alone a close-up lens, let alone as a portrait lens. So way more to come on this lens, but I love all the images that come out of this lens, and it was very hard for me to choose one, but I particularly like this image just because of the color, the structure, the light, and I just like these sort of moments in time where colors and shapes collide awkwardly but somehow in balance. This is another one of my favorite images from the year, shot on the 50mm 1.2 in the first few weeks that I had it at the end of last year, and this was a giant gorilla sculpture that was set up in the city. This sculpture was probably about 20 or 30 feet tall, something like 10 meters, 5 to 10 meters tall, and it just looked amazing. And I love this sort of King Kong-esque business that's going on here. So there it is. There's a little bit of a sneak peek of the 2022 calendar, and if you want to pre-order your copy, you can. The information's all up on the website. We are taking orders now, and your name will be there. We can put one name per order. Your name can be right here. Let's go back to me in the studio.
And if you're wondering what I'm actually talking about that you might be a part of, well, this is it here. This is one for real. This is last year's edition. Big pages. These are 30 by 30 centimeters. Lovely big images. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's this back page here, the very last spread in the calendar, that all the names will be. Who knows how many we'll get? We'll find out. So that's last year's edition. This is the year before. This is the 2020 edition. Another great calendar. One of my all-time favorite images here, when I very first used the Z 50mm 1.8, blew my mind. Loved it so much that I made this one the back page as well. Anyway, that gives you an idea. That's the calendar. It looks great. Let me know if you want to be a part of it by pre-ordering. I'm pretty excited by this edition, and as a little bit of an aside, it is 100% photographed by the Z series of cameras. And as I talk about in every single video, photography and what camera system works best for you is all about use case. As I have been a cityscape, landscape, lifestyle, portrait and so on photographer my entire career, these cameras fit my world perfectly because I'm getting optically gorgeous files and the colors are exactly what I want them to be, and everything works for me. So yes, please, if you are interested in getting your name in the 2022 calendar, please get your order in ASAP, because the 23rd of July is going to come round super fast. Then we will get them straight into production and we will get them mailed out all over the world ASAP. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here today and joining me on the calendar adventure. If you do have any thoughts about the cover or any images that you might have seen either on my Instagram, here's the Instagram right here, or in any other videos, and you're kind of going, well, geez, that really should be in the calendar or in some publication, please do let me know in the comments below. You can also check out my website. There's a lot of images that end up there too. And you can buy a print there. I'm actually just about to go and do some printing. I've got about 6 images I need to print this week. And that's fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing the love. It means a lot when we're in and out of lockdowns and we can't do photo shoots and everything else. It's great to have your support. So thank you so much. Well, I do look forward to seeing you again. And if this is your first time here, please do subscribe. Please share, click on the notification bell and like. There's over 300 episodes that you can watch right down there. Yes, there are. Watch now, right now, down there. And please, you can now again come and visit us in our city gallery. And we might start thinking about another photo walk sometime soon, if we don't go back into lockdown. Anyway, see you soon.